We're talking markets with Tommy Grisafi from Advanced Trading ATI ProMedia. Tommy, we appreciate the chance to connect, especially as we head into a long holiday weekend and a weekend where it's going to be hot, hot, hot. What's this mean as far as the marketplace? What's it mean as far as the crop?
It should be interesting. We know this heat is not what the American farmer wanted or wished for. This is no way to finish up a bean crop. Do I think long term it could have effect? Very much so. But harvest is going to happen. We will have a harvest. We will have harvest pressure. Even short crops, people sell grain off the combine. One thing that I do believe to be true is that harvest is going to come at us real quick, Don. I believe harvest all across America. I've spent time at the Farm Progress Show this week. I was backtracking where Farm Pro Farmer was the week before, and I did some field scouting with my own clients and said, wow, if we could have had a few more rains and just finished up nice. But the few more rains didn't show up. Some people have. The East Coast is a little better than as you take the center of America, but you ran up and down the whole state of North Dakota, Minnesota. What did you see this week?
Yeah, we do our weekly or annual crop tour. Folks from Pioneer help us sponsor it each year, the Red River Farm Network. And there are some areas, say South Central North Dakota, Steele, North Dakota. They're looking at a record corn crop. Well over 200 bushel corn is the expectation. The soybeans, Larry Lunder's a Pioneer field agronomist in Western North
Larry
Dakota, so this is
Lunder.
the best soybean. Yeah,
I
says it's
love
the best
Larry.
soybean crop he's ever seen in his career. So that's pretty exciting. But you get into some other areas where they've missed some of the showers, and certainly that crop looks a little bit tougher. But I think the general consensus, Tommy, is the crop looks better than they expected, especially considering the heat we had during June. And right now our wheat harvest is coming in, and they're not sure where these bushels came from. So the hope is that'll continue on when we get into corn and soybeans as well.
Well, as you know, and I'll say it on this channel, I'm in the bushel business. Hey, speaking of this channel, real quick, if you're watching this video, could you subscribe to the Advanced Trading YouTube channel? Also hit notifications. You could see my lot more content and my good friend Don Wick from the Red River Farm Network and myself. We'll continue to produce content like this. Go back and watch the videos that Don produced this week. They're good. They give you a taste of what's going on in the Red River Valley. Many of you aren't from North Dakota. You're from Iowa, but it's always fun, Don. As you know, this farming YouTube sensation, it's fun to watch how farmers farm and how crops grow in other areas. Real quick, remember when you were talking to those farmers like Donnie up in that New Rockford area? I think what a Midwest
Yeah.
farmer would be surprised is, do you ask them? I think you do. What the beans? What beans are you growing here? And these are O3s, no fours. They're talking about
Yeah.
0.03. Whereas I was listening to a chat before you and I started speaking. And they're like, oh, we use beans. We're higher twos, 3.4. It's different where we farm, but yet within that, we can still grow good bushels if Mother Nature cooperates.
Exactly right. And the genetics certainly have changed. We have beans coming out in far northwestern Minnesota right now. Again, a crop that was under stress, so that pushed it, but also they're very, very early maturing beans. So that is certainly a factor. Tom, we talked about the weather, and this was a story last year where the Mississippi River was low. We're hearing stories out of Panama Canal as well. That's got to impact us, especially when you look at this being harvest time.
Absolutely. Uh, Deja vu on the Mississippi River. Mississippi River low, it limits the amount of grain you can put in a vessel. And there's some good charts of that starting to pop up on the internet. Also, the Panama Canal. Arlen Suderman from FC Stone, he tweeted that there was a vessel that paid $2 million to get through the Panama Canal, up to 4 or 5 times the normal amount, and that people are actually like like you would do on StubHub, going and outbidding each other. There's a huge backlog of ships, and they're outbidding each other 4, 5, 6 times X to get through the Panama Canal. That's a double whammy. I noticed today, Don Wick, that wheat closed on the low. And early this morning, Border Trade, KC, and Minneapolis wheat were all up 12 to 20 cents. They all closed down 4 to 5 cents. Not a good sign for international shipping, not only from America, but from around the world. That is not a good sign. Now, people need to eat, the grain will flow, but it may take a long time to get around and get through these problems.
Because we're into the harvest time, do you see this market just kind of chopping sideways, or what's kind of the thought process as we go into the harvest season?
Great question. Typically, at the end of August, September, we make harvest lows. We do that through a few ways, through the futures market, through the cash market. And sometimes we start to see it as you look at the big cash markets around America, is that they'll be paying X amount under the board of trade for corn. And then all of a sudden the market will stabilize and they'll up that cash bid. And when that happens with the big boys, one of those places would be Decatur, Illinois, where I was at the Farm Progress Show. When you see Decatur, Illinois bids start to increase, it oftentimes seasonally shows that the cash market low may have been set. That doesn't mean the markets have to rally a lot or explode, but from a cash point that the market stabilizes. And what's going to happen is bins all over America are at record lows right now. Personal storage, the market's done such a great job of getting those bushels out to the market with the higher priced beans, multiple times of higher priced corn. Now, as a farmer watches that crop crash, go down. I don't want to be dramatic, but as they watch the market go down, they say, I was going to sell some more grain off the combine. I'm going to store it now. Of course, there's a new thing we have to figure out into that, and that's this new interest rate, 9, 10, 11% operating, a whole new set of mathematics as we come into harvest. High interest rates, low Mississippi River, Panama Canal jammed up, and demand's low. With that, it's not what we know. That's what Tommy and Don know. It's what we don't know that's going to move the market.
Right. Well, we always talk about some of the economic stories out there. We had some stats today as it relates to unemployment, maybe a little bit negative.
Yeah, so unemployment rate went up from 3.5 last month to 3.8. We did create 185,000 jobs. I guess it means that the American economy is calming down. It's not growing as fast. It's not expanding as fast. That's what the Fed wants. If you want interest rates to come down, you're going to wish for higher unemployment. If you love America, you don't want to see anyone unemployed. But yet with that, as more Americans get unemployed, it calms things down. There's too many dollars chasing too few goods, and this is one sign that's starting to correct.
Tommy, you mentioned Farm Progress Show this week. Give me an idea. What was kind of the flavor of the show this year? Attendance good?
Attendance was probably record attendance. The weather was incredible. You're talking a late August farm show. You could have breakout rainstorms. You could have extreme heat, 72 degrees, gentle breeze, blue skies. Regardless of the markets going down, the people I talked to, the farmers I met, the people selling products, the optimism was high at the Farm Progress Show this year in Decatur, Illinois.
We're getting prepped for our big show here in the Northern Plains. It's the Big Iron Farm Show, September 12th through the 14th in West Fargo. Always a great show, and we'd sure invite folks to tune in. We have a number of market panels going on each day at our building at the show. Analysts like yourself, Tommy, that'll be on the stage each afternoon, and we live stream those sessions. So make sure you check those out if you can.
And what's the best way to hit your live stream?
So we use a service called yourliveevent.com, but we'll also have links shared on our social media channels as well. So
I'll be sure to send those out to clients also. Wonderful.
And you're on the schedule, I think you're on the second day, right, Tommy?
Yeah, Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes, exactly. And we got some great analysts coming in just like yourself, so we appreciate
the bad
you being with us once again.
This year, so we'll have the great ones.
Exactly. It's 3-day weekend. What Monday night before we start getting back into the trade?
Yeah, Don, markets open Monday at 7 o'clock. Of course, if you're watching this video, you have comments, questions, you need help, give us a call. Our phone number's there. Put the comments below. There's geopolitical risk big time over this weekend. You know what I forgot to tell you before we talked about what we're going to talk about? Crude oil finished the week at record highs. So I'll just back you into that. And crude oil was up close to $2 at the close, $84, $85 crude. That puts crude oil at $4 at the pump for gasoline, $5 for diesel, not what the American farmer or the consumer needed coming into harvest.
Ouch! No, that's not what we needed. Again, just a reminder, folks. Make sure they subscribe to what you guys have going on here with ATI Pro Media, right?
Oh, we appreciate it, Don. We're having fun doing these videos. We're going to start producing a lot more content. Folks like yourself will be part of this, and it's fun. You know, you and I were tongue-tied today. It doesn't always go well, but what's most important is that we keep educating farmers and ranchers, and that we need to keep educating them because markets are moving at the speed of light, and they have so much going on that when you have events like the Mississippi River, the Panama Canal, they need those actionable text alerts, and they need to be notified that something's changed. And that's what we feel our job is to do.
Information. It's a pretty important currency commodity that we have here. Tommy, we wish you a good Labor Day weekend.
Same to you. You're one of the hardest men I know in show business here. And you sit back with your beautiful wife, your dog, your grandkids, whoever's around. Just you don't have to go to work Monday, do you?
I actually do. I'm doing the morning show on Monday morning. We still do our AM show at 6:30. So yeah, I'll be in the office at 4 o'clock on Monday morning, but
I
I'll
was
get to
trying to
go
get you
back
the
go
day
back
off, Don. Well,
early.
thank you, sir.
No, thank you much. Tommy Grisafi from Advanced Trading, ATI Pro Media.